Hello everybody, this is Valencia and welcome to my channel Balloons and Business, where I show you the business of balloon and event decor. So today I want to show you how I made this You Are My Sunshine baby shower balloon garland mock-up, and I'm going to show you how I did it from start to finish, from putting up the boxwood backdrop to making the balloon garland and installing it. So if you want to see how I did this, just stay tuned. Okay. So I have done a video before on how to assemble a boxwood backdrop. If you want to see that video, I will put the link to that video in the description box. So right now I'm just going to show you the back of this panel wall right here. So the panels actually come in 18 by 18 inch squares. So this panel right here has 4 18 by 18 inch squares. And this panel would be 3 feet by 3 feet. Okay. So you can do whatever you want to do with those measurements, but I just wanted to give you the specifics on the measurements of each of the panels. When the panels come, they come in a box of 12. So you got 12 18 by 18 inch squares. And I believe I purchased 3 boxes to make my wall, which is actually 6 feet wide by 7.5 feet tall. So let me undo this for you. I'm going to unroll this for you so you can see how it looks laid out. I assemble this panel using zip ties. So these are some black zip ties. And I just zip tie the 2 panels together in the back. The backing has little squares here, and you just put the zip tie through, put the zip tie through its little hook, and then, zip it to however tightness you want. And I zip tie it at 3 points. 1, 2, 3 on each side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and so forth and so on. Okay. Now they do come with like little clips and stuff, and you can do the clips if you want, but I strongly suggest the zip ties because they're much stronger. If it's windy outside or something like that, you kind of want to make sure that you have these zip ties on. So to put this backdrop onto my backdrop stand, I'm going to take the top pole of my black backdrop stand. And by the way, I will put the link of this backdrop stand in the description box. And I'm going to zip tie it at several points onto the boxwood backdrop. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I found it being easier to just first zip tie the top part of the stand onto the backdrop and then put that top part onto the stand. As you can see, I'm just turning it over and then I'm hooking the top bar onto my stand. Then I'm just going to flip those zip ties down so you don't see them from the front. And then I'm going to put my backdrop stand up, and this is an adjustable backdrop stand. I think it goes as high as 10 feet and as wide as 10 feet. Now, once I got it to the height that I want, I'm going to zip tie the backdrop onto the side poles. And then I'm also going to zip tie any type of gaps that I see inside of the backdrop. So I purchased this arch right here from eFavor Mart, and I'll leave the link to that in the description box below this video. So I'm going to be using Sempertex balloons. I got Sempertex pastel yellow, and I'll also be using Sempertex fashion yellow. And I'll be using 5-inch, 11-inch, and some 36-inch pastel yellow balloons. So I'm going to blow the balloons up 2 at a time, and I'm going to round them out by pressing on the top and releasing air from the bottom. And then I'm just going to tie the balloons together into dupes. That's 2 balloons tied together. So again, this is Sempertex brand, pastel yellow and fashion yellow in 5-inch, 12-inch, and then 36-inch pastel yellow balloons. I'll leave the link to that in the description box below. So now I'm going to be taking my dupes and I'm going to be twisting them together into small clusters. So I'm going to be double twisting these dupes together into clusters of 6 dupes or 12 balloons total. And these are the 11-inch balloons that I'm twisting together. Now you want to make sure you double twist them into the clusters so that the dupes will not pop out as you're trying to rearrange your clusters. Once I got my clusters together, I'm going to take one neck from one balloon in one balloon cluster and a neck from another balloon in another cluster. And then I'm going to tie those two necks together. And this is how I'm going to connect my balloon clusters together, by tying them by the necks of the balloons. Now it's going to be a little tricky in the beginning, but the more you do it, the easier it will become. Just make sure you get those necks nice and stretchy, and it'll become easier as you go. So now that I have my little balloon garland made for my pastel yellow, I'm going to take some Sempertex 260Q balloons, and these are the long stretchy balloons that you make balloon animals out of. And I am going to tie this balloon garland to the backdrop. So first I'm tying it to the arch at the bottom, and then I'm going to tie the top portion to the actual boxwood backdrop, and I connected it through the little squares, as you can see. So now I'm going to thicken up my balloon garland by adding in some clusters of the fashion yellow balloons. And I'm just going to take a 260 balloon, tie it around one of the balloons in the fashion yellow, and then wrap that 260 around a couple of the balloons in the pre-existing balloon garland, wrap it back around the balloon in the fashion yellow, and then double tie. And that's how I'm adding my clusters into this balloon garland. And my clusters are about the same sizes as the clusters of the pastel yellow that I used, about 6 dupes or 12 balloons each. I also add some clusters, about 4 dupes, and as you can see, I'm adding in the 36-inch pastel yellow balloons. Now, I forgot to tell you that I did add some 17-inch fashion yellow balloons, so it's 5-inch, 11-inch, and 17-inch for the fashion yellow, and then it's 5-inch, 11-inch, and 36-inch for the pastel yellow. So now I'm adding my 5-inch decorators, and first I twisted them together in clusters of 4, and now I'm tying 2 clusters on each end of a 260Q balloon. Then I'm going to take that 260 and wrap it around a couple balloons in the balloon garland to add those clusters. Now you want to make sure that you double wrap your 5-inch decorators into the balloon garland so that they will not pop out. For those of you who watch my videos, you will know that I love using different sizes of balloons because I believe it adds complexity to the balloon garland and it makes it look a lot more polished. So right now I'm just adding more 5-inch decorators to fill in the gaps. You see that gap right there, right above that 36-inch balloon at the bottom. So I'm trying to fill in those gaps in that balloon garland. I also twisted in a couple more 5-inch dupes into the pre-existing ones I already added. And now it's time for me to add these very fun little sun-shaped foil balloons. And I got these off of Amazon. Again, link will be provided in the description box below the video. And I'm just going to double tie a 260 balloon, leaving 2 ends out. And then I'm going to wrap both of those ends around a couple balloons in the balloon garland and then double tie the 2 ends together inside of the balloon garland. And that's how I'm connecting my foil balloons. You can use glue dots or glue dashes, which I would suggest if you're going to go that route. But this is more flexible in case, you wanted to change the positioning. You could just, cut the 260 balloon. And lastly, I'm going to be adding this wood oh baby sign that I got from Amazon. And I just double tied some fishing line. I think this is like 15-pound fishing line, but it really doesn't matter since this is a pretty light sign. Just double tied some fishing line around that and then attach that to the backdrop. So here is the finished product to my You Are My Sunshine baby shower theme balloon garland. Now this is a mock-up, but if I was doing this for a client, I would actually add some more foil balloons. I was thinking about a foil rainbow balloon that I have that would go perfect right there underneath that 36-inch balloon in the middle, right there. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below what more you would add to this or if you would add anything at all. So if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, go ahead on and like it, and please subscribe, and you'll get notifications on future videos on balloon and event decor. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.